I have been working on something for almost the entire year, and it is finally ready to share it with you guys, and I'm so excited. I'm also a little bit nervous because I've put so much into this, but overall I'm very excited to share it with you guys. And welcome, I'm Autumn Beckman, and I'm here to help you live your most luxurious life within your budget. I post new videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so please make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of those, and so you don't miss my daily community posts where I share the best sales of the day and fabulous handbags that I find. Also, don't miss my website, autumnbeckman.com/shop. That's where you'll find handbags and accessories I have available for sale, as well as the My Handbag Collection Organizer, which are planner pages that I've designed to help you organize and curate your handbags and your life. The heart of which is the item tracker, where you can record everything you'd want to know about your handbags and small goods. But I have tons of other pages to help you organize and curate your collections too, plus calendar pages in a variety of formats so you can find what works best for you, and more life organization pages. Okay, here we go. You guys know that I love bag charms, and so many of you do too. And I appreciate the really whimsical ones like these. However, I definitely know they are not for everyone, as you guys have told me. And I also appreciate the more grown-up ones. However, when I have looked for those, I've found it very difficult to find bag charms that are high quality, made with really good materials, that are also at affordable prices. I feel like bag charms tend to fall in the cheap and poorly made category, or the childish category, as many of you would call it, or bag charms from luxury fashion houses, which can be both, more on the childish side or more grown up, but they tend to be incredibly overpriced, right? So today I introduce you to handbag bling. This is jewelry for you and your bag. I have designed and handmade each of these pieces from authentic natural gemstones and real gold and sterling silver. They can be worn on your bag in 3 different ways. You can simply hang them like this, or you can loop them like this, or you can drape them like this. But what makes these extra special is that you can also wear them as bracelets. Here's a closer look at that. So not only are these made of really high quality materials, they also pull double duty as bag charms and bracelets. Hence my logo, hand/bag bling, because they're for your hand and your bag. And you can access my new collection at handbagbling.com. There's no slash in handbag on the website address. So here's how this works. There are 3 steps. The first step is to select your bead strand. These are just a few of the bead strands that are on my website right now. As you can see, I made them in a variety of colors, and there are a variety of sizes and shapes. But one thing I made sure of is to choose beads that are either completely round or have rounded edges. Nothing will have a sharp edge because I don't want anything to scratch your bags. Step 2 is to choose a bracelet clasp. I currently have 3 different clasps to choose from. Each comes in either yellow gold or white gold. There's the slim clasp, which has a slim profile, or the oval clasp, which has a wider profile than the slim clasp. Or there's the pave clasp. This one is covered on all sides with little pave cubic zirconia. This is my personal favorite. I think it's really beautiful and elevates the bead strands, but the sparkle on them is subtle, so it's still great for everyday wear. And then after you've picked out your bead strands and your bracelet clasps, you'll want to add the bag charm clip set, so you can attach the bead strands to your bags. The bag charm clip set will come in this little emerald green drawstring bag, and inside you get a set of 6 O-rings. And that includes 2 sizes, 3 large and 3 small, each in 3 different colors. You get gold, silver, and gunmetal. The small size is great for clipping to bags that already have hardware where it's easy to clip something to. And the large size, that's great for bags that don't have hardware, bags that have flat handles or rolled handles, because that large size fits around most of those. And my channel is all about luxury living on a budget, so let me tell you a few things that could save you some money. My bag charm clip set, there's nothing special about these. These are the same O-rings that you can buy in lots of other places. What is different about mine is I've never seen them sold in a set like this, which is really helpful for us handbag people who like to wear bag charms. They can be worn with my bead strands, but I've also used them with lots of other bag charms where the built-in clip on that one didn't work on a particular bag, so I clip it to this and that clips to the bag. And you may already have O-rings like this, in which case you don't have to buy mine in order to use my bead strands. You can use the ones you already have, or you can buy a clip set to use on bag charms you already have. Completely up to you. And that is why I sell them separately from the bead strands, so that you can make choices about whether you need them or not. And I would also point out that if you want to wear your bead strand draped like this, that does require 2 O-rings. So if you wanted those rings to be the same size and the same color, you would need to get 2 of the sets of the O-rings. However, if you only wanted to get 1 set, you can mix and match sizes like this. This is the small and the large. That looks fine. Or you could even mix and match colors. We have silver and gold here. I also want to point out that the small and large gold rings are not the same tone of gold. The larger one is much more yellow, just so you're aware of that before buying. And I'm not happy about that. I want them both to be this color, but I get them from different vendors and I haven't found one yet that has that more yellow gold in the small size. So for now, they're this, but I'm going to keep searching. And I also wanted to point out that's why I sell the little bracelet clasps separately instead of including them with a bead strand. Because at first it may seem like I'm just trying to upsell you, but really ultimately I made that decision to save you money, because maybe you want to buy multiple bead strands but you only want 1 clip because you're only going to wear 1 strand at a time. So in that case I'm not forcing you to buy more clips. Also, since I have 3 different ones, you get to choose which one you get with your beads. Or, just like with the O-rings, you may already have a clip that would work with your bead strands. Now I will say in that instance, I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, I have been working on this for almost the entire year. You might look at it and think, well, that seems like it's a pretty simple thing. Why did it take that long? A lot of that had to do with these metal components. It seems like it would be easy to find all the right pieces that fit together, and oh boy, it was not. A large part of what took so long was that I was searching for different metal components, ordering them, and most of them did not work. And that's also true with these clips. So if you buy mine, you know for sure that they're gonna work well, they're gonna fit properly on the bead strands. If you have one of your own that you wanna try before getting one of these, you're welcome to, but it may or may not fit. Just be aware of that. I want to give you a quick look at the anatomy of one of my handbag bling bead strands so that you know what you're getting and so you know the thought behind the design. So of course you have the beads in the center and then the hardware on either end is the same. So let's start with that outermost piece. That's actually a removable clip that comes right off. And the reason you may want to remove that is to shorten your bead strand. Particularly if you're wearing it as a bracelet and it's just a little bit too long for you, you could take 1 clip off or you could remove both of them. Each clip takes 1 centimeter off the length. Or if you're hanging it from a bag and you don't want the big clip hanging at the bottom, you could take that off and you just have that smaller loop left. That smaller loop there is called the jump ring. And the jump ring and the clip are both either gold plated or sterling silver plated. Just below the jump ring, you'll see a little thing that's shaped like a horseshoe. That is called a wire guard. So some people, when they're making beaded jewelry like this, they'll just loop the wire around a jump ring. But by adding the wire guard, that helps protect the wire because it's always moving around against that jump ring and it could fray and break over time. The wire guard prevents that. So that's a very important piece, and that is also either gold or sterling silver. Right underneath that, you have a little gold or silver bead, and that is a crimp cover, which is covering the crimp which is inside the bead. The crimp is a little piece of sterling silver that holds the wire together. And of course that's on both ends, and that's what keeps your strand together and keeps it from just falling apart on you. Now the wire that I used, there's a lot of different jewelry wire on the market and I tested a bunch of it, and I ended up with braided stainless steel, so it's really strong, and it's coated in a clear nylon, so when the interior of the beads is rubbing against that wire, the wire is protected from fraying and breaking. It again took a lot of time, a lot of trial and error to find all the right pieces to make these bead strands beautiful and functional and made of high quality materials. So I tell you all this just so you know what you're getting. Now let's talk packaging. As people who love luxury handbags, packaging and the unboxing experience can be very important to us. And I wanted to carry that over into handbag bling. So each bead strand you order will come in a handbag bling box. So here's what your unboxing experience will look like from handbag bling, whether you get bead strands for yourself or as a gift for someone. This comes in a magnetic box. You have this emerald green dust bag inside. Your bead strand will be in here, and if you order a clip with it, I'll attach that to the beads. And again, if you also order the bag charm clip set, those O-rings, that will come in its own drawstring bag. I'm launching handbag bling today with 30 bead strands. Let me show you each of those very quickly right now. This strand is made with carnelian and red jasper. Now generally I only source unaltered gemstones, but the carnelian here has been altered. I don't know how. It was probably either heated or dyed to enhance the color. But the colors of these two stones, as you can see, are very similar. There's a subtle difference between the two. The red jasper, which is this one, is opaque, and then the carnelian is more translucent. And pairing those together is so pretty. Next is tanzanite. This is a rare gemstone found only in a particular place in Tanzania. These are in a light purple color, and this is one of my mother's favorite stones, which is why I sourced these. Very special. This is jasper in several different shades of pink. Really nice variation in these stones. This is charoite, which probably looks black on the screen. It's actually a very dark purple. If I hold it a little closer here, you can see some of the purple variations in these stones. I love the ones where the color is subtle like that. This one is so unique. This is amber, that stuff from Jurassic Park. This is pink chalcedony. I had to have this when I saw it. I got these at a little bead shop on the Oregon coast. The color is spectacular. They're translucent. And some of the stones have these subtle striations that give it a little more character, and it's just so pretty. I love this one. This is marine agate, another of my favorites. You'll see I have a lot of favorites here. These come from volcanic formations, and they tend to be found along coastlines. And I love the color variation in this. That's so pretty. This one is Canadian jade, a lovely green. And this strand looks very similar, but it's actually emeralds. Here they are together so you can see how similar they are. The Canadian jade is a little brighter green, and the emerald is a little deeper and more subtle. This is another of my favorites and another of the bead strands that I picked up along the Oregon coast in that little bead shop. This is labradorite, and it's double A grade. Labradorite is one that it's very difficult to order online because you really need to see it in person to see all the flash in it, and this strand is gorgeous. Another of my favorites, this is crystal quartz, and this adds a subtle sparkle and shine to your wrist or your bag. It's so pretty, but it doesn't scream at you. Not that any of the others scream at you, but this is just, I don't know how to describe it. It just adds a little something extra without being extra. This is lapis lazuli for a classic blue color. This is another favorite, mookaite. This is only found in Australia, and again, I love the color variations. This is so warm and perfect for fall, but also perfect for the rest of the year. This is Brazilian amazonite. I found myself drawn to amazonite over and over and over again as I was sourcing beads, and I have a bunch of it in different sizes and shapes. The one I showed you earlier on the Fendi Peekaboo bag was also amazonite, but that's one for my personal collection. This one is available. For classic and simple, we have black onyx. I did this in silver hardware because I figured some of the men who watch the channel may be interested in this one, and men's bags tend to have silver hardware more than women's do. This subtle, cloudy, light blue with some variations is aquamarine. This is a really beautiful classic stone. Another very special piece is this rainbow tourmaline. I love the color variation on this as well. This deep purple is amethyst. It's translucent, so it catches the light. This is another that probably looks black at first glance, but when you look at it more closely and you see it in different light, it's actually a very deep red burgundy color. This is garnet, and this is a beautiful strand. I love this one. This is white opal, and I don't have all the monthly birthstones memorized, but I do know that opal is for October. That has nice variation in the color as well. Blacks, whites, grays, browns, even a little hint of like a yellowish there. This more dainty one is cherry quartz. Those are the larger cubed shaped beads, but remember they have rounded corners, so they should not scratch your bag. And then the little stones between each of the cubes are amazonite. Longtime viewers know how much I love turquoise. Turquoise can be very difficult to source and can get very expensive. This is a Peruvian turquoise, which is a more affordable version. Still has lots of beautiful turquoise colors and variations, but I was also able to source these. These are very, very special turquoise beads. They are Sleeping Beauty turquoise. Sleeping Beauty turquoise is highly sought after for that beautiful classic turquoise blue color. And since they closed the mine in 2012, which is in Arizona, supplies have become more and more limited, they're more and more rare, and they're more and more valuable. So this is a very special piece. This is rose quartz. It's a very subtle, cloudy pink, translucent beads, and then between each of them, hard to see, but between each is a little tiny bead in peridot. These green beads are amazonite, although they give the look of jade, I think. This is another strand I had to have as soon as I saw them. I love tiger's eye, and that's what these are. But these are golden blue tiger's eye, and they're not dyed. They look like this naturally. So they have that golden color that you're familiar with tiger's eye, but then they have these blue streaks. They're deep blues and some are lighter blues, and they're just really beautiful. They have a lovely flash in them. This is, again, one of my favorite strands. This bead strand has 3 different stones. These light blue ones here are aquamarine, the ones in the center are aventurine, and then the ones at the end here are the lapis lazuli. Another really different and subtle strand that'll add a little bit of shine without being in your face. These are lemon quartz, and they're nugget-shaped beads. Really pretty, lovely, subtle little accent to your wrist or your bags. If you're looking for neutral colors, these are agate beads, and they have some beautiful striations in several of them. And then the smaller beads between each are picture jasper. And this last strand, the purple beads are lepidolite, and the green ones are green garnet. I think that's a really pretty combination of shapes and colors. And I do have more information on the website, handbagbling.com, on the About section. There's more information about the materials and how I developed the concept and the design. So I think that that's everything that I wanted to say about this. Again, I'm so excited to share it with you. I'm excited to hear what you guys think about it. So please go check out the website. I'll have it linked in the description box below and in a pinned comment, handbagbling.com. And thank you guys so much for being so supportive over all these years, and especially the last few years since we moved to Oregon and I've been doing all this as my full-time job. When I first started talking to you guys about things that I could do beyond YouTube videos, different ways to expand my business, I mentioned things like Patreon because there were lots of other people doing that kind of thing. And you guys were like, no, if we're gonna spend money with you, it needs to be something that you create, some kind of physical product that you create for us and that we can hold in our hands or use. And since then I created the handbag planner pages and now this. So that's really inspired by you guys and all the feedback you give me, which helps me push myself to be more creative. And this particular project has gone through so many different iterations. I still have more ideas that I'd like to do for it, but I'm really, really happy with how it's turned out so far. And again, I can't wait to hear what you guys think. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you back here next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.